5 leadership lessons from Trump's landslide win. The recent election has sparked intense interest. It's reflecting evolving trends in media, female empowerment, and leadership. And the developments from this election in 2024 offer valuable insights for business leaders and entrepreneurs. So first, let's talk about the podcast revolutionary, right? So the podcast revolution in politics, it shows that traditional media is now declining because it took something like a Joe Rogan's podcast. Now, granted, he is number one globally in podcast land, but it showed how Baron Trump's, which is Donald Trump's youngest son, he helped his dad to get the demographics that's associated with the podcast world. So this shows that there is a new leadership, new media landscape for communication. Then, of course, we have the breaking of the glass ceilings. Oh my, this comes up for every major election. It comes up in corporations. During the pandemic, there was a study that came out that said at first CEOs were a lot of appointed females. And then there was another report towards the end of the pandemic that says, wait a minute, women are leaving this role. So Susie Wiles becoming the first female chief of staff is meteoric. Right? It really shines a light on politics, but it shines a light on women's history, and it shines a light on female empowerment to see we now have the first female chief of staff coming off of the first female vice president in the United States. So they're both wins for women. All right. So it's showing inclusive leadership. So this is major for this new era that we're entering in. Then there was this entrepreneurial approach to politics that President-elect Donald Trump brought to the political landscape. The way he treated the voters as if they were customers, he leaned into their pain points. We know about this if you are in fact running a business. So he leaned into the pain points, and that was what he spoke to. He spoke directly to them when he said, are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? So that was appealing to economics. And it was appealing directly to each person. And what do I say? Politics is personal. Economics, it's personal. And that was what one of the things that he did on the campaign trail. The strategy that he used, he showed it where whatever the opponent said, he made sure that he could find a way for it to resonate with those that were already voting for him, and then to reach not only the independents, but to also reach the opposing party. So basically, he wanted market share, and he treated this entire election as if it was a business, and he went for market share. So the way that this was handled, now that we can debrief and dissect it, it actually was brilliant. And let's not forget, this is his second time around. He's the first person since Grover Cleveland to have this non-consecutive presidency. So he is showing you that he learned from his first go around, which in business, that is what you do. You put a product out, or you were in a particular position, and you try your best to learn from it so you can make it better the next time around. So that was one of the things that it appears that was done. We're actually 5 days out from the election results, and that is when we're doing this video, because we wanted to bring all of this to your attention. Then, of course, now there's the government innovation. The fact that he decided that there will be a new position, this government efficiency position. We're waiting to see what that actually will look like. What will the description of this position look like? And he's appointing the richest man in the world, who happens to be here in America, Mr. Elon Musk. But this person also owns X, which is a social media platform through which they are basing their customer base, or their product being that of, defending the First Amendment. So what does that mean? The fact that Mr. Musk is a world-renowned billionaire, world-renowned business leader, world-renowned business owner, because his companies are global, multinational companies. Again, this is bringing the business world into politics. So let's see what that leadership will look like, bringing the business sector to be more involved in the leadership in politics. So we will look at that as well. The other thing that I want you to think about is the power of perseverance. What we saw with the president-elect, he was president number 45. He will be president number 47. What we saw was on the campaign trail, there were 2 assassination attempts. And in the first one, when he was filled with a bloody air, you had the Secret Service holding him, and then he held up his hand with a gesture of power and telling those that were in attendance to fight. It showed you the perseverance. It showed you the will to survive. It showed you the will to continue a mission. So what I'm hoping that entrepreneurs and just people in general take from that moment. So now it's the reverse, right? You're taking from a political candidate who happens to be a businessman. You're now taking that to say, well, if that person in the middle of life-threatening situation decided to still stay on mission, why can't you stay on mission? Yes, I'm talking to you. Why can't you stay on mission at this point? And this is very important for you to understand. You must stay on mission. So that actually, I believe, will be cemented forever, in both business and in politics. So the lessons for business leaders: you're going to embrace new media. So leverage podcasts, social platforms for customer engagement, if you're not already doing that. Of course, the talent for leadership roles: do promote diversity. Women and people of color, we do need to see them more in the executive body of both corporations and in politics. So it is with hope that this mini lecture encourage more women and more people of color to apply for those positions. And then there's the customer-centric approach. This is very interesting because Jeff Bezos, when he was interviewed, he talked about how he runs Amazon and that his leadership style, it's all about the customer-centric approach. So this was kind of interesting to see how President-elect Donald Trump ran his campaign, when the things he would say, the issues that he would talk about specific to helping the population at large. None of the other stuff, just that which was affecting the his constituent. So that was interesting to see, and I believe that was brought over from business as well. And then, of course, fostering innovation. You know that I'm all about thinking out of the box, all about questioning something that is traditional to see if it's really applicable to you. I don't believe that you should blindly just follow tradition. You must figure out why this was created, because times have changed and sometimes the circumstances may not necessarily be the best to continue with that tradition. You may need to add a little to it, add a little spice to it. So this encourages you to have creative problem solving and efficiency improvement. So that was interesting as well. And then the cultivation of resilience, right? So you got to develop these strategies to overcome setbacks and maintain focus. No matter what, you stay on mission. You stay on mission. You debrief, you go over what went right, what went wrong. This is what being a leader is about. And self-reliance leadership with the walking bank theory is no different. And I believe you know that. All right. So if you're self-reliant, okay, and that's you lead from being you, leading yourself well, to then being able to lead others to excellence, what could go wrong? It makes you a better person on a team. It makes you a better person overall in your community. And that's a walking bank theory leadership principle, right? It's all about self-reliance because we believe leadership begins with you. Now, of course, I would love for you to stay connected and stay informed. So what I've done, I have information, resources, and of course the ability for you to text me at any time, the ability for you to send me a message. So download the business card. It's businesscard.walkingbanktheory.com. Just download it directly to your phone. So you click the link, you click download, make sure you create a new contact for me, and I will always be there with you that you need to reach out. You don't have to wait to see me live. You don't have to always be on to send a comment on any one of the social media platforms, because I will be right in your phone. So again, and it's one way. It's literally just having a message. I'm not going to text you by SMS by you doing this. It's just you adding me to your phone contacts, so you can always find me and find information, see what I'm up to at any time. And it's businesscard.walkingbanktheory.com. Once again, thank you so much for staying with me for this mini lecture. Oh, by the way, don't forget that there's a live lecture coming up, a virtual live lecture, 50 states, 21 months. So again, when you download my contacts into your phone, because you're going to do that, make sure you look to see the live lecture and see when that tour is coming to a computer near you in your state. So thank you, and roll with you soon.